Good morning and welcome to the Five and a Half Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge here at Coast Cigar Lounge, 3418 the Anvil Boulevard / Highway 90 in beautiful Ocean Springs, Mississippi. I am joined with my co-host, Bones. I am Maverick, and
The other two legs are on vacation.
yes, Mort is on vacation, and he'll be back with us next week. Well, good morning, sir.
Morning.
We got coffee and cigars again. We started. We were a little lackadaisical in the last couple of weeks of not doing it. Lackadaisical.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, we're smoking a morning blend from the Finest Grind, which is a local coffee shop, and we're smoking the Camacho Corojo,
Yes.
which I really like.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's tasty nice.
You can't see it, but we got boxes and boxes of Rocky Patel came in, and we started that inventory this morning. This morning we're gonna have a guest on the show that we've known. I know I've known him since I met Kerr and Kevin. Got to be 8-9 years now, give or take.
Yeah, I think
On and
you're
off.
right. And you know them guys. You know, I heard you talk about them many times.
Big in the cigar business, got out of it for a little bit. Well, he might have still been in it. I'm not sure. He'll fill us in on all that. Then he went into the He's a roof. He's doing roof.
Really?
Yeah. We have to talk to him about that roofing stuff, about the fortified roofing in Mississippi.
Okay, good.
But he's going to come in and talk about a new book he has out, and I have it. Hold on a second. It is called. Where did he go? The Cigar Business Blueprint. It's basically, I believe I haven't had a chance to read it yet. He sent me the audio. Basically has to do with the do's and don'ts of cigar shops when you're first opening up, because that's where a lot of big mistakes. I've always heard that if you make it past the 2-year mark, 2-3 year mark, you should be okay. But it all depends. But he will tell us all about that in just about 2 minutes. Morning, Jose.
Jose, how you been, brother?
Can you come back into town?
Yeah, we'd like to see you.
Let's see, what do we got? We can talk sport. Nothing big. There's nothing going on. There were no games, a bunch of no games last night. The NBA's over with, the hockey's over with.
What happened with the soccer game last night? USA and
Oh, I don't know. That was really weird because we were sitting there, Ed and I watching it, and it's usually in World Cup, it's usually two halves like typical soccer, 45-minute half. They go in the break. You might have some stoppage time added to that.
right?
But then we're sitting there talking and looking, and we're like, I'm like, dude, it's something like 55 minutes. They didn't have that much stoppage time. What the hell did they go? Did we miss the half and they went right to the second
I don't
half?
know. That's weird.
But then they know they're up to like 65, 70 minutes. It's like, well, maybe it was televised and this is re-recorded and they skipped the half times. So I don't know. It said live all over it, but
That's weird.
I don't know. But other than that, we don't have. Oh, he might try to come through this way and all. Well, we're not going anywhere. We'll be here for a while.
Great. That's great news.
And I'll ask Duncan what he thinks about the new TPA trying to start off, different than the one people are used to hearing about. Okay, we're ready to bring him on. Let me see if I can get the cursor over there.
Yes.
There we go. Morning, Duncan.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing?
Yeah, it's still a little muffled. It's muffled again for some reason.
Duncan, good
You know what it is? It's that cigar between the mic muffleness. I think that's what it is. So I can't do that magical puff, 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 and I wish I could. All right, let me see if this is better. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, I turned the volume up on the TV too a little bit, so that helped.
Listen, I'm not the most techie guy. I can tell you that for a fact. I know cigars. I know technology zero. In all this stuff here, all this brand new computer stuff that I've been investing in, and people say, no, you gotta get all the high tech, for doing your podcast. You gotta get this, and every time I gotta get something, I just get more headaches. Listen, it's a pleasure.
Mav is less technical than you are.
Yes. And I'm very, very technical.
With nothing.
Not good at all. That's due to laziness. And when I had my friend Barry sitting next to me, I let him handle it, and it's just due to laziness.
I tell you what, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate this. Want to
So
say
how
thank
long,
you.
how long has it been? It's been
Well, let me see. I've known
6 months.
you, I think, through who was through Carrie. I've known you through Carrie,
Yeah.
going on
When you
almost
did the show.
8, 9 years
Yeah, that's a long time.
now. Yeah. And
What
I I've never had the pleasure of going down to you guys. I've never been down there, but the interaction has been always warm and awesome. And you guys, basically, you've been doing your podcast or a version of it for even longer than I have known you guys. I think also.
Yeah,
Yeah, right, that's right, right.
we've been here 3 years, 4, 7, 8, 9 years.
Now about 9 years altogether.
Wow. Like I said, a good thing is a good thing. You can't get, rid of a good thing. Yeah, I'm just honestly, I appreciate this opportunity to be here with you guys. What are you guys smoking? You said you're smoking Camachos. Is that it?
The Rojo.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, it's,
It,
I pick, Bones will pick it, Mort will pick it, and then I pick today. And I just was thinking about it this morning. I said that sounds like a good one.
We kind of we kind of semi-sponsored. You want to think of it that
listen,
way.
there's nothing
Let's
wrong
stop, let's
with
stop
that.
on the cigars first that we smoke during the show. Which
I
is
uh,
it's been a
I'm probably smoking something a little bit on the lighter side of things than you guys. I did it's a Monte Cristo pack. I picked it up in this little great it's a 4 pack at my local Casa de Monte Cristo. No plug to them, but 15 minutes away, it can't hurt. So had a great deal on this, man. It's like if you like buy $50 worth, you get this for like a 4 pack of $15. So I couldn't say no. I mean, just the stuff that's like in the packaging, like each of them was like, like $15, $16 cigar. And you're getting four for $15. It's not bad. So yeah.
where you at now?
So I'm in Statesville, North Carolina, or as I like to call it, the Great Republic of Statesville, North Carolina. Um, and that's about, for anybody who doesn't know, it's about maybe 40 minutes, 45 minutes north of Charlotte. That gives you guys a better location. And I love this town. I'll tell you why. I'm really good friends with the mayor. His name is Constantine Pate. And he is, I've only seen this in movies, but this is one of those mayors that literally is a man of people. Like he walks around the town, gets to know the people. He'll sit with you and have a cup of coffee in the morning. Just like a really down to earth kind of guy. He lives literally 6 minutes from me. And the town is small, but it's that quaint Americana kind of feel, like the downtown. You walk it, people are saying hello to you. How you doing? Good afternoon. Stuff that, in my opinion, it's really, I don't want to say it that way, but it's not seen like in the big cities. Like,
Oh, absolutely, absolutely not. We used to have that up when we lived in Nebraska in Plattsburgh, like 6,000 people. Down here, we kind of sort of had it in downtown Ocean Springs, but they get too hippity, yuppie. They're trying to bring in too much tourism at one time, and it's ruining that small town feeling, like you said. You want to go out and dude, there's no place to park on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night downtown. But
Yeah,
we have like remember like even concert series that happen now in the summer. Once a month they do a live band. They do set up out there. It's a lot of fun. They live out on Friday night. It's the third Friday of the month. And all the shops they open a little bit later. A good friend of mine, Joe Bondi, he owns Red Buffalo Brewing Company. One of the, in my opinion, just a great joint to go hang out.
we had a technical
We had a glitch,
difficulty.
so we missed your
Oh,
last 45 seconds.
okay, no problem. Like I said, we have like these third Friday music live events down in the district. And a good friend of mine, his name is Joe Bondi, he's the owner of the Red Buffalo Brewing Company. He stays open late. It's just a really friendly, awesome downtown environment. Everybody's welcome. It's always safe, and you can be walking around there. Like, they don't have walking clubs or running clubs now. And it's almost like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and they're doing the thing. I'm not that healthy. I'm going to say it like that. I don't do walking or any of that nonsense. But God bless them. It's good luck with that. But it's that time of town that you kind of, once you find it, I've been here going on 15 years. I almost don't ever want to leave here. Who knows? Because if I ever go back to Miami, that's really where I grew up and where I'm from. Not a Miami.
You know, the next place you go to might not be as good as where you're at. It's kind of like we're in the military. You know, you always your two best assignments were the one you were at and the one you were leaving and the one you got. You know, you want to go someplace better, but then you get there and it's like, well, it really wasn't that bad where I was at.
Right.
You know, it doesn't look. But I enjoyed moving down here. He's been down here almost 20 years. I've been down here 14
I've been
years
down
now,
actually 18 years ago today. I moved here.
and I don't regret it whatsoever.
Are you guys coastal? Are you guys coastal or by the coast or on the
Yeah, we're
coast?
on the coast.
Okay, that's nice.
And on
Beautiful.
the Mexico, man.
Nothing else. See, it's funny. I lived in Miami for 30 years, and great. You see, the city growing up. I mean, I remember when I was a kid in 1980 in Miami. True story. We started downtown Miami, and took a ride down Flagler, which is the main street that rides north to south there, and you went as far as like 72nd Avenue. They lived in that. You notice, but it's not that long ago. Right. Now it's like from, downtown Miami to like 400 and something Avenue, like literally you just drive through this like development everywhere. And that's great. Nothing wrong with that. Metro rail systems, buses, it's really fantastic for people who are looking for that engaged lifestyle. The accessibility, the metropolitan aspect of all this. My son lives down there. He loves it. He thoroughly enjoys it. But once I moved up here, I never looked back. I really enjoyed it a lot. I have family uh, here in North Carolina. Um,
Yeah, I don't miss the ride to work since being retired. Well, I mean, I don't miss the work, but I do miss the ride. You just go right down the Ample Boulevard here,
mhm.
over the bridge, and you hit the first casino, you make a right, and it's all beach view all the way to work.
Which is nice.
And it's a beautiful ride. But I don't miss the work. But
Yeah.
tell us what made you get out of cigar business in the first place, to go to the construction and then get back in the cigar.
So that's a great question. It's funny. I was asked that same thing literally 2 days ago. I was with a friend of mine. I hate to keep plugging or the Casa and Monte Cristo, but it's a convenient place. 15 minutes from me, and you meet a lot of great people, and it's an awesome environment. But yes, you stepped out for a minute, and you kind of sort of snuck back in. You didn't jump back in. You kind of snuck back in and said, "Well, a few years back, my at the time partner passed away, very tragic accident, and it took me a minute to kind of cope, deal with that, interact with that, and be able to overcome that. It took therapy, it took a lot of introspective, it's social understanding of where I was at the time, what I was doing with myself at the time, and where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do with myself in the foreseeable future. So I said, I'm gonna take a break from it all. I'm just gonna get out of it. My background originally in Miami, I had an interior design store and I worked as a contractor for some years. So I mean, again, my dad did a lot of that too. So I always had a background in construction, in design, and I reached out to a friend of mine and he said, "Look, my company is looking for people right now, project managers, and, on the ground boots, salespeople. Why not?" I went into it. I started working.
We tried one thing.
Yeah,
Should we try you logging out and then clicking back on the link and coming in?
yeah. No problem. Let me do that again. 1 second.
Yeah, just go ahead and go out
Yeah,
and
and
remove. Yeah,
I want to get this information right.
yeah. He started off. Well, I wanted to ask about mine. Yeah, there was something wrong. I don't know if it's the link or we also.
They didn't want me they want to say outside. Yeah, I like this just for whatever reason. I just like being outside. I like the color.
It's like a denim.
Uh,
It's like a denim.
yeah.
Well, folks, while we wait, we forgot you guys are still there.
Yes, I'm
Um,
sorry.
We're waiting for Duncan to try to reconnect so we can possibly make the audio better.
He is from.
He is from Statesville, North Carolina. No,
That's where he lives.
yeah, Statesville, North Carolina, where he lives.
That's where he's coming out of.
He was telling us about how we met him, I met him 8, 9 years ago in the cigar business, and how he got out of it, did construction for a little bit, and came back.
He was just not so much out of it. He was just too busy with his business and everything.
Yeah, he couldn't do it the way, I mean, he was selling out of a storage unit, I think, or something. I mean, he had a good little thing going.
But he's serious about the leaf.
Oh, absolutely. He's been around for a long time. He's known for a long time. What do you think of the cigar so far?
I'll tell you what, I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? I think it's a
strong.
heavy medium. But like I said, over the last few weeks, I've been leaning towards the heavy a little bit, and I'm really liking it.
Send him a new link and we're going to see.
Are you enjoying the smoke?
I like it. I like the Mort.
Yeah, I do too. That's what used to be my fave back in the day.
He's back again.
Hey, Duncan, thanks for coming back to us.
Yeah. Actually, can you guys hear me better now?
That sounds a lot better.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay. And I can hear you guys a little bit better too. I think again, I don't know if it was on my end, it probably was. I started looking at all my stuff on settings.
But you don't know how to use
Not a
it.
not a tech guy.
You're not a techie in any means, huh?
He froze up again. That's just the end. There we go. All right, you can start over again if you want.
No. I'm okay, but I think I'm gonna just stand like kind of like right here. I think that'll work. Yeah, I'm gonna do it back in my days when I was a rap.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, go ahead. No, yeah, he's gonna get into the book.
All right. I mean, like I said, I went into with my friend. The guy worked at a contracting. Get this for people, project managers. I said, sure, why not? Did that for a couple of years, and that part laid into working with Metro, with this metal manufacturing building company. You guys hear my dog's background of being on the pistol ride, so they will be trying to do some of the things doing that for the life. But and I said for about 4 years, I just took a break. In that interim, time, I started to get the buzz, I guess the itch again to how do I get back in? How do I revisit something that one part of who I am, heritage, love, start conflict, and it started happening actually in December of last year, after the holiday season, moping around the house. And he said, "Well, what do you want to do with your life? You got this job, you make good money right now, but every time you come home, you just grab a cigar and start writing stuff about it." And I said, well, I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of cool. You just jot down notes where you like the cigar. You kind of get into a back and forth discussion on that. He said, why don't you write about what you passionate? Why don't you write about the things that you enjoy and love? He goes, look, worst case scenario, it works. Out maybe in a bad way, or it works out in a great way. Either way, the worst thing is you don't do it. But the worst thing is not every time something that you have a gut feeling, a heart feeling, a soul feeling that you want to be and you're not being, that's the work. That's really it. And you know, I did. I grabbed the yellow pad again and I started jotting down mostly my memories. My memories when I first, came to North Carolina. I started my first car shop, all the stuff that
I
I
hate
did.
to, I hate to say this, but we're really having, it's going bad again. Can you back up a little bit and see if that works?
All right, maybe like that.
I
A little bit
think
better this way.
that's a little bit better. It's
Yeah,
but
but
muffled still. I
It's
don't
still
know.
muffled, and hey, Duncan, I'm without an ear.
We
I
should-
mean, I'm
we
deaf
should-
in one ear, so I'm having a hard time
We should,
understanding you and hearing you. But I'm doing the best I can. But I'm really interested in what you're saying, so we gotta try to do something here.
I took this thing off. I took this thing off. I don't know if this is
oh,
editing.
that sounds much better.
I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, we used to work with, we used to do a show with a guy that used to burn his mic cover every show.
Every show he had put a new mic cover on because he
But we
was
don't talk about him anymore.
moving
Anyway,
forward. And that's enough of that.
Back
But yeah, that sounds much better, Duncan.
I'm gonna kind of like stay about 6 inches from it or so,
you go.
and kind of
That's much
project
better.
that. But, long story short, like I said, I just went at it. I started writing, burned to about 6 different yellow pads, and by the time I knew it, I said, not now. I I need to figure out how I'm gonna put this in a format that people can see it. So it was like it was a good way for me to release a lot of stuff that was still inside. You know, um, I was asked actually when I went on with Terry and Brian and Kevin, uh, and they asked me, what was the toughest part about writing basically the I call it a guide, but with the book. And what was the toughest part? And so well, the toughest part was the emotional side. Was leaving Miami, where I had known everything, moving 800 miles north, basically, and starting brand new. Uh, my mother did not know a single human being up here except my aunt, who also lived an hour away still, and the language barrier for her was insane. So she was now cooped up in the house always. She couldn't go anywhere unless we took her somewhere. And the first year just robbed me completely of everything I knew except what I thought I knew. And that was one of the biggest mistakes. I showed up to North Carolina thinking, well, I'm Cuban. I've lived in Miami for all my life. How hard could this be? I just went out and go, my mom was in the cigar industry. My dad grew tobacco. I mean, how hard is this? And I threw at it everything that was completely idiotic and stupid. I mean, literally, year one was like imagining opening up a small shop with a humidor that was directly exposed to the main door, so that when it opens up, boom, done. There goes the humidity, there goes everything. And my first winter, I'm not even joking. I honestly have no idea how it was that people did not just close doors that first winter. So the book was that. That was the toughest part. Reliving a lot of these intense, painful memories of having thrown $250,000 into a business and money was just going out the door, literally going out the door. And I learned a lot. Year number two, I didn't even do anything. I'm good now. I've been here for a year. I got it. What was the thing that I did? I said, now I'm going to go big and expand and grow big, huge. So I went from a very manageable, I think it was like 600 square foot space, not that big, nice little space. I found this two-story, almost 2,000 plus square foot environment. And I said, you know what, we need a 500 square foot humidor in there. And not thinking, you got to fill that sucker up. I mean, a walk-in of that size and scale, you got to fill it up. So, we need more lounges. The upstairs was a VIP. We had two bars, and literally it was just mistake upon mistake upon mistake. And it was the first 2 years of really learning a lot. And in hindsight, I said to everybody, look, man, if you think you're gonna make a mistake, I probably did it 3 times over. I 10x that mistake. I 10x, and the guide is about helping people. And if you got whether it's an online shop that you want to set up, great, no problem. Because the idea that you want to do a small brick and mortar, there's a step-by-step guide. I mean, there is detailed instructions on how to build a proper walk-in humidor of any size and scale from a 10 by 10 to a full-on 500 square foot. And every single thing that you're going to need for that is in there as well. Like I said, I'm not very tech. I'm learning as I go, and I took it as a huge lesson right there. I've worked with mom and pops, that they're not very savvy when it comes to social media, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So in there, we give them a 30-day plan on what to post, how to post, um, you know, and style a very easy to follow guide for them. That if even if you don't have the experience, it's as simple as, hey, you know what, today all you need to do is take a picture, put a nice caption on it, maybe, a call to action button at the bottom, and hope something as simple as that to a full-on production video, with UTMs that they can see where the origin point happened, track that all the way to the website, who sold it from, there are a lot of steps in the guide that have been added to so that anyone at the experience level can really work with it. And the neat thing about it is it's a small one. It's like I said, it's a simple, small boat, nothing crazy. Like, you can toss this and first you can toss it. Then like you can toss it anywhere. If you're the guy who's like going daily to see progress of the shop being built, there's a step by step of how to communicate with the general contractor. There's a way to say, hey man, I'm at this step right now. We're putting up sheet rock. What kind of sheet rock is it? Is it going to be mold resistant? What kind of vapor barriers are going to work? So there are things in here that really simplify that process of communication with your team, the building, all of that. Small book, but what I did is treated it like that concise information, really simple, actionable questions and steps. Anybody, they have knowledge, just grab to make it work. Um,
How's it selling?
um, Hell of a lot better than I expected, to tell you the truth.
Great.
I mean, like, it's funny. I have 2 platforms, and one is called Gumroad, which is a fantastic platform. Where we launched it, we did a PDF. So we're gonna make it like anybody can put it into their phone or whatever. But I did a PDF, but on the PDF when you get it, you have a 30-minute one-on-one with. So anybody buys it, I get an email, hey, I just bought this, we schedule a call. Absolutely, and that's to generate maybe you got some real quick questions that I can at least give some point of some guidance on. Well, we can take care of that. If there's a need for more, then we generate usually a schedule. I'm sending you my pricing guide as well for what I do on the side as well. But it's a fun platform. I love Gumroad. It's what launched me into where I'm today, which is now on Amazon, and I still use some things with. But once I went into Amazon, it truly was, let me say that was leveling up. I started seeing more orders come in, more information. Like, people would call me. Had a young man reach out to me from Tampa, had a great story that he wanted to create a premium cigar brand, all that good stuff. And I said, well, what do you see? You're welcome. I downloaded your PDF. I started going to it. I love it. Yada yada. And I said, oh, really? And I said, well, man, I told you, there's a now we have books on Amazon. And so long story short, people teaching us like that. That's been good. And I was looking at the sales so far for this month on Amazon. We're doing really good. We've already sold, which is, it's not an insane number. I'm not going to New York Times bestseller, but we always sold over 100 copies for the month, which that's not bad. And we started basically, I think it was in March. So
I'll
few
buy a
months.
copy, want it autographed.
Yeah, we need 3 autographed copies.
Stop.
Use and back. And we think about that.
What I want to do for you guys is I already actually ordered coffee for you guys to be right here. But one of my clients, which because of this as well, I'm working with a fantastic individual. His name is Spencer Squire. He is the owner of Road Dog Coffee. They are currently right now in Lowe's Foods, and I think he's attending as well. So, but it's a fantastic, I mean, really great coffee line. It's really, really
Oh,
good.
that's cool.
First of all, he comes from the trucking industry, logistics, trucking. I think he was in it for about 25 years or so. I think he was in it for a while. Um, his business partner, Jim Parker, uh, amazing individual, travels all over the world, working in the logistics industry, working with trucking, get import export is strength. But their passion was coffee and cigars. And he met me a couple of years ago. I was visiting with friends in Winston, had a fantastic cigar club there. Just really, really nice guy with so dynamic and into telling me a little bit of the story. And I hate to say it, I forgot who he was. You know, 2 years passed. I get a reach out from him. He's like, "Hey, Duncan, what's going on, brother? How you doing?" He's very excited. I'm like, "Hey, how are you?" Followed by a hearty, "Who are you?" You
Yeah.
know, and I was like, getting old. I forget everything. And so he said, "No, man, we met and we went to the whole story." And I said, "Okay, well, I can get you one now. What's happening?" He told me briefly. He's deeply madly in love with the idea of having a cigar brand or a cigar synergistically tied to his coffee. I said, "Hey, I'm feeling, I love coffee. It's a perfect thing, you know." So we hooked up, him and his partner, myself, we had a nice 2 hour. I heard everything. I said, "Man, you have me at hello." We've been working right now on a great project. We've also now involved Gustavo Rodriguez, with the floor of Gustavo Rodriguez of BTO Cigars. I think you guys are familiar with the brand cigars, BTO.
Dr.
So,
Rodriguez.
so now the three of us are putting together this great cigar line. Um, More than likely, it will not come out until, like, I would say, early next year. We really don't think it's time for it. And again, the industry already knows that you never rush the cigar process because it doesn't come up right that way. We're working on artwork right now. It's looking really, but again, the inspiration, like, you like that, right? So the inspiration was that. So, I want to see American Hero on it. I want to see the blue collar trucker on it. I want to get a feel, for the everyday guy who is moving America out there. And the artwork has been like absolutely stunning. It's trademark. I can't put it out until it's already out on the stars. But if you saw that, it's built around that concept. We really wanted to showcase an American person who I don't think has been showcased in a long time in the right way, and that is the American trucker. My middle cousin, he's the same age as I am. He was a trucker for many years. My oldest brother owned a trucking company in Miami, so I understood that. I felt it. And I said, "You know what? Absolutely, let's go until." Oscar has been nothing but a pleasure working with him. I've known Oscar going on almost a decade now, and anything that I've ever taken to him, like a project or a cigar, anything that he created, I suppose that nothing but great success. And I
Yeah, well,
absolutely consider the dedication to the project. Um, One of the great things to work with him is that he owns the factory, he owns the farm. I mean, he handles all of the exporting out and importing in. The distribution here, if need be, he gets step in and guide in that process. Well, who doesn't do that? But there is a great connection of someone that really works with to distribute his standard line. So we aim to as an all-in-one environment. So when I reach out to my clients, I say, well, look, I can give you one price, one price. That one price is everything. It's an all-in, landed, in your hand, you're smoking it, cigar. So if you want that, we can provide that service because it encompasses everything from, again, we provide the product. So the only thing I tell you is, look, if you're serious, you just gotta put your money where your mouth is, and we got to guarantee this for the tobacco. So once we secure the tobacco, then we begin the process of we begin the process of what the blend is going to end up being. Are you happy with it? Are you not happy with it? Let's make it lighter, let's make it stronger. So for them, I can say we're going to do three blends. It's going to be a Corojo, which is funny enough, but that's what the other smoking does, not Corojo. So we'll do a nice, rich, bold Maduro, but very smooth, not on those that, pick the gonads, a nice, smooth, rich Maduro. And, I would say he's going Connecticut until about the midway point, and then it says, "Hey, how you doing, Susie?" It's a very misleading Connecticut. That's a great way to say it. I told the guys I would never recommend that Connecticut. For starters, it really is a wonderful flavored cigar from the get go, but then sort of midway, it just begins to amp up. You need a little bit more body, a little bit more strength, a little bit more flavor, and you almost find yourself slowing down. So it's not your prototypical connect. And I like that because we like to get everything out with the coffees that we're aligning with them. So this one will be for the Connecticut, the Highway Hero. We definitely love that. The long haul is going to be our Corojo. It's a medium bodied, good flavor. It will just tie in really beautiful with this particular blend. Again, even the packaging for the coffee that it's right now going on. It's really all about that American truck driver out there concept. And then this, I gotta tell you guys, this was my go-to favorite because I like anything full body, rich, intense, caffeine, and I'm addicted to this. This one is called Black Dog, and it is just insane. So I'm putting together a gift basket for all three of you guys. We'll have samples of the coffee and the book as well. Definitely would love for you guys to enjoy this coffee with cigars. Um, I'm not going to make a promise, but if we can get some samples of where we're at with the cigar blend, I'll definitely put a little package out there for you. But more than likely, that won't happen. I would say we'll lock it down maybe as early as January. But we're giving you a list of all the folks that we're working with right now. Podcast.
We're up for whatever you want. We'll smoke whatever you want on the show and drink coffee and review both. And we just give a I mean, we give a number to it, but we don't realize it's more of a, yeah, I like it, or I don't like it type thing.
Listen, it's funny. That's the best freaking reviews right there. And maybe I don't know if I'm when I do my own thing and I get invited for this. But look, I have never understood the concept of white pepper, black pepper, and cherry, and hay, and manure, and any of that stuff like that. Because that's the way. If you're getting a taste of earth and manure, I don't know what you're smoking, but you may not be smoking tobacco. I mean, right off the bat. And I thought those, to me, the experience of smoking a cigar is, I look for three things. Aesthetically, ignoring the ring and all that, it looks nice. It's a good looking cigar. It looks like it's well constructed. It's got a beautiful wrapper on the outside. It looks like it should. I look at the foot. I'm looking for any kind of big, thick stem. Nothing major, but I look at that as well. Once I do a cut, whatever the preferences of for anybody that they want to do, good luck with that. I predominantly mostly a straight cut at other times. I do some dry pull, just with the airflow. It's got good airflow. It's got, I don't mind that it has a little tightness. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. as long as there's good airflow, I'm down with that. And then, my next one is, as I light it, those first puffs, the both, they have a really nice, rich, clean, beautiful aroma that's not offensive. You know, sometimes you like some cigars, you're like, what the heck did I just light up? So those are kind of the simple key elements when I approach my starting cigar. As I smoked it the other day, I did my first, I would say my first episode non-scripted with me talking trash, and I put it out there. And I was smoking, and truthfully, I'm going to just dive into that. Nothing negative. I love this company, absolutely. I'm a huge fan. So JC Newman has a cigar out called the Jaguar. It's YAGUA, whatever, Jaguar. Um, Good cigar. It's a good cigar. It's a good cigar. Um, I got it because the general manager of place I go to Casa, she saw me on. I usually stand by where the Fuentes, Casey and stuff is. And she said, "Hey, have you tried that one?" And I go, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, you pronounce it better than I do." And I'm like, "Okay, well, no, I haven't smoked it. Um, Tell me about it. It's amazing. It's a great cigar. It's a fantastic dose." So she was going on and on. I trust you. I have a great relationship with her. I've known her for a decade. I know what her palate is. Yeah. I asked a couple of the other folks that work there, smoking. Yeah, it's a good spot. Oh my God, I'm really loving it. So I bought it. I gave one to my mother. She, immediately grabbed it. She smelled it. It transports me. This is what sold. This is truly what sold me. She said, "This is smell it, right? This is smell it." Transported her to when she was like 16 years old, working in a cigar factory in Cuba. Just that fresh smell. And I said, "I'm sold. I'm done. Let's smoke this son of a thing. Let's do it." I got home that day. I smoked it, and I said, "It's okay." It, I wanted so much. I think from what I had heard already, and my expectations were so high. But I said, "Well, I got a couple others, smoke later. I'm gonna smoke one today, this one today, and I'll be back in 2 days. And I'll smoke one." So yeah, but it's a $10 cigar, not a bad price, not a bad price point at all. And I went back to it, and it was literally, I was just shy of the halfway point when I started doing my video, little conversation. And the first scene of my video, literally the first scene, is me with this face like, "Lord," like that's the first scene. I had this huge chemically ammonia impact that just hit me. I said, "Look, let me just take a step." And the video literally just captures everything. I tell folks, it may be that you get the one. The one cigar. You might get one bad cigar in a box, even one bad cigar in 3 boxes. That's okay. It doesn't matter. The rest of the people on the they go, "Oh my God, this cigar is horrible." They start talking trash left and right. I go, "No, no, no. This is a great quality company. I know what they do. I know what they're capable of doing. This could just be one in 100 states. That's all there's to it." I still get smoking. I understand that. Look, by the way, that particular cigar, it's wrapped wet. So they have a little bit more time to ferment on their own, but while it's wrapped in a particular style of what it's called, the Jaguar, is a palm. So who knows?
Well,
You
okay,
know,
well,
I review a cigar that's $3 the same way I review a cigar that's $30. I'm not looking for weird flavor profiles. I don't worry about the burn line. Big canoes, well, man. I mean, just touch it up a little. Have at it. Just don't go. Um, I think there's way too much time lost in the mechanics as opposed to the enjoyment. That's just my thing.
okay,
I know.
don't mean to cut you off, but we're pressed for time. then we're gonna review the cigar and the coffee, and then we got a staff meeting.
Absolutely. Listen, you got the business going on right there.
We will.
Well,
When we
thank you, man. I appreciate you guys so much.
smoke the cigar and drink the coffee, we'll have you back on.
So listen, like I said, I'm gonna put together a little gift package, and for you guys, enjoy them, with the coffee and enjoy the book. And as always, I'm blessed and I'm thankful to be with you guys. Thank you so much.
Tell you one thing, one of the owners brought in a Cuban coffee last week when we came back from Florida,
Yeah.
and I was a little hesitant about trying it. Because, you always heard, oh, it's so strong, it's so this, that. It was fantastic. It was just, it was mellow. It wasn't as strong as I thought it was going to be, but it was good. I'm looking forward to drinking it again.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm a coffee addict. If people say coffee, I'm all in. I'm super excited to be working with these guys.
I know your mom used to make a mean cup of Cuban coffee.
Let me tell you, she's 83 years old, smokes 6 cigars a day, and makes the strongest damn Cuban coffee. I mean, literally, she's a monster. She's a monster. Exactly, that's the same face right there. Yeah, she's a monster. My mother is a monster, dude.
Wow.
She is.
No joke, no joke. I buy her bundles of 350 cigars, $3.50 cigars, because if otherwise I'll go bankrupt. So she'll
Should be
power
hanging
through
picture.
5, 6 cigars, on a good day, like nothing. And I think her last checkup, the doctor, gave her like an A+ rating on triglycerides and all that other stuff, and her blood pressure was solid. So yeah,
I'm
exactly.
out of 4 cigars
Wow, she's
But then when you-
doing the B stuff, man. She's a mean mo to go.
But then when you hit just the time
Let
you
me
hit
tell
the
you.
neck, smoke 6 or 7, that's it. But we appreciate you coming on the show
Thanks, Duncan.
with all the information.
Listen, love you both. God bless you, honestly. And
Same with that.
very proud to know 2 good Americans like you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take
Duncan.
it easy.
All right.
All right, folks. That was Duncan. I don't know. But what do you think of the cigar, man?
I'm like I said, I'm gonna stop giving the numbers. I'm gonna say it was very, very good. I was pleasantly surprised all around. I think it was very, very good.
Yeah, same here. I thought the cigar was really good. The coffee was good. I give it a thumbs up to both.
Yes, I
I'm
agree.
going back
Thumbs
to,
up.
I'm just going back to thumbs up. And,
yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I would drink it and smoke it again,
Absolutely.
and that's it. I'm getting out of the numbers. We appreciate it, folks. So hopefully next week we'll have all 3 of us back on again. No planned vacations that we know of. It's all good to go. You guys have a great weekend.
For the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge, we're gonna bid you a happy and healthy weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Stay safe. It's gonna be hot out this week.
God bless.